born for greatness. Seneca, the ancient Roman philosopher, said, "It's a tough road that leads to the heights of greatness." Think about that. It's a tough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Let's apply this to Toastmasters. Ask yourself, what road am I on? What is my long-term pursuit to greatness within this club? What is my next step towards my ultimate goal? Friends and fellow Toastmasters, I am living my next goal at this very moment, right in front of your very eyes. I will share with you my journey to speech number 10, to inspire you to achieve your next goal and intermediate goals in this club. My journey was a long road that took over a year to fulfill. Conceptually, though, it was very simple. I set for myself 3 intermediate goals, and within each of those, 3 short-term goals. It was simply, my goal is to make it through speeches number 1 through 3, then I'm going to make it through 4 through 6, and then I'm going to make it through 7 through 9. But I chose to do it in consecutive order. I took advantage of all 9 speeches by taking a look at what presentations I needed for my class each quarter. So I took it quarter by quarter, and it would have made sense at times to go out of order to tailor it to the Toastmaster theme, but I chose to stick the course because I trusted the process. This is a process that's been well established. Toastmasters has been around for almost a century in 150 countries, so I trust that it works. But the toughest part for me was simply just getting started, getting out of the gate. I mean, let's face it, I was dragging anchor for months before scheduling speech number 1. By the time it came, I was at the point where I wanted to share, just like Evans just shared. I wanted to share about myself because I felt comfortable. I was amongst my friends. No one had a conspiracy set out against me. And after unthawing from my frozen state during the icebreaker about time, I learned a lot of things, and I'm going to share 3 of the things with you. First, I learned to get organized and get to the point. And one of my favorite phrases from this club is really simple. It's just tell them what you're going to tell them, and tell them what you've told them. I don't know why I love that so much, but it's so simple, and it really works for evaluations as well. And I've been using it in all my classes since. Second, I learned the importance of nonverbal communication. Before Toastmasters, I'm here sitting in classes, fidgeting with my hands and kind of just doing a number here. And I didn't realize that makes the audience feel uncomfortable. So what I learned to do is, pretend tie my hands to my side. Being Italian is like almost like I can't talk when you do that. But I've learned to control that so that the audience feels a little bit more comfortable. And at times I'll use my hands as needed and more in control. Also, I learned about vocal variety. I think that's been a great concept to mix it up, and also just simply lateral movements. I remember after getting feedback on one of my speeches, they're like, you just need to move side to side a little bit more. And that's something that I didn't consciously think about, that makes the audience feel better and feel more natural, so not stiff up here. Third, I learned to use visual aids more effectively. My mentor kept beating me down. You need to tone down the slides week after week. And it was kind of a tug of war because it's like, well, I actually need content for the class. So I started tailoring the slides, one for Toastmasters, that's more of an abbreviated version, and then one for the class. And it ended up working well. Last week we got 100% on our group project, and just making the slides more sleek, aesthetic, simple, made the delivery so much better. So I resisted at first, but sure enough, it works. The manual works. Through every short-term and intermediate milestone, I learned something new. And like I said, I stayed in sequence, and I am convinced that the sequence works. But enough about me. I want to get some participation and hear from a few people. I want to know, what is your next goal? I want one person to answer that, and I got a few more questions. Just real simply, what is your next goal in this club? It could be as simple as next week or in the next couple weeks. Somebody have a really good galvanizing goal?
I'd like to complete my competent leadership manual.
That's an awesome goal. How about intermediate? Who has a one in the next few months? And this could be a shameless plug to advertise a contest or something coming up.
I want to give my last speech so I can be an advanced communicator and an advanced leader bronze. Bronze? Is that bronze?
Certainly think you're worthy of that. How about long term? Who has a long term? I want you to hold your thought. All right. And I want you to think about the reason why, and why you're thinking about why. Like outside of Toastmasters, why? I want to hear from Carl, because I really want to know, after half a century in Toastmasters, what's the apex here?
Well, my long-term goal is to still be alive when I'm in for 60 years.
All right. That's good.
Oh, my long-term goal is to be the international champion of public speaking.
You are on a path to greatness. It's a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. You were born for greatness. At times will be rough roads ahead, but you are ascending up the path, and greatness awaits. Mr. Toastmaster.